Welcome back to another First Day map review. Today we're looking at Wildenberg, a fictional map set along the banks of the Danube River, surrounded by mountains, forest and rolling valleys. Available on both PC and console, Wildenberg is a standard size map that offers a huge amount of variety from the start. You'll find 5 fully developed farms, an abandoned farmstead ready for restoration, multiple expansion areas, a bustling industrial park, a working harbour, and a railway network connecting the region. The map also features over 30 fields, 18 meadows, 45 forest plots, a massive selection of production chains, custom crops, enhanced animal feeding systems, and even new placeable equipment to expand your farming operation. Whether you're interested in arable farming, livestock, forestry, or production management, Wildenberg offers something for everyone's playstyle. So let's jump in to a brand new save and see what kind of first impressions this ambitious map makes. Welcome to Wildenberg. This is the opening spawn point. We are on a boat on the banks of the Danube River. The water is flushing behind us, and let's take a look at what we've got on this map and see what kind of first impression this makes. So we're trapped in some fencing. This is obviously the working harbour with a couple of different vehicles in here, so we have to escape. Feels like we're escaping prison. Is this? Yes, this is our Kubota. So let's have a quick look at our farm and see what has await. So we're in the south east corner of the map. Sorry, just trying to... Oh no, we don't go down there. That's where we just escaped from. Feels like I've just come from Alcatraz. Right, let's have a look at where our farmstead is. So it looks as though we've got 2 separate parts. We've got next to field 32 and field 11. In terms of the actual field size and maps, so there are quite a few fields condensed around the middle of the region. There are a couple of grass fields on the southwest region with a lot of forestry area in there. And then we've got the northeast version, again forestry. The far north has a decent set of fields, and we've also owned field 93 as well. So let's have a quick look at our fields and our equipment. Just trying to remember that we are not in Kansas anymore. No, we're not in the UK, so we're on the right hand side of the road, and just trying to gain a sense of the size, the scale, and basically how it feels. And we get trapped into a production, and it's an interesting production name. I think this is Zuckzilla. Interesting. And first, well, I'm not going to be in a position to pronounce that, so I'm giving a sneak preview of our equipment. And it looks like what we were in isn't actually ours. So let's enter in. So whose is this? It's rented by me. Okay. Right. Let's abandon that and let's have a look at our fields and what we have in terms of equipment or starting equipment. So this is our farmstead or our homestead. It looks as though we have a production silage fermenter. We have a farm silo, and across this little bridge with a little ream we have a I'm assuming I believe that's a tedder. We have a bale pickup, we have a bale wrapper, we have a baler, and we have a fertilizer spreader. So some really decent starting equipment. The houses, are you able to interact? Nope. Okay. I like a house which you can jump into and jump into and view. So there is some more equipment over this way by the looks of things. Nice, peaceful, pretty waterfall. It looks as though they're using the standard in-game textures for the grass, and it does feel a bit meh. That's probably the way I would describe it initially. We have a nice New Holland CH770 standard header. And what else do we have up here? Do we have some, I'm assuming we have some tractors on this level. No, we have a windrower, we have a cultivator, we have a log pickup. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the rest of the equipment. We have a dairy oh, that's a fuel station. We have a Merlot telehandler and a New Holland T7. So it's a decent first tractor, and it doesn't look like we got any more. So starting equipment feels reasonable in terms of what we have access to. So our Kelsa has 0% condition. New Holland weight, yes, okay, that's fine. Value of the equipment, so our expensive stuff is obviously our combine, our tractor, and our Merlot multi-farmer. In terms of animal sheds, which you start with on the map, you have a chicken coop and also a cow barn. So that's quite nice. So I always like to start with something which we can have animals. Production chains, we have a silage fermenter, which is currently is processing some grass. Available biogas plant, canned goods, carpenter, a dairy cow and kettle, which is yes, a doof spinnery. I assume that's potentially Hungarian for a spinnery. Frederick seed and lawn production. So it has the ability to produce some seeds for us. Lechner bakery, the old mill, a sawmill, and a sugar factory. So some standard productions which have been updated to reflect the map style, which I think is quite cool. Right, in terms of our fields, which you start with, we have field 32, which is a summer wheat field, so one of the custom crops on the game. So these summer wheat's usually planted in September, October, and we also have a nice big grass field, which is field 11, which is also ready to harvest. The view from this side of things, it gives you a nice understanding of the elevation on the map, and kind of feels pretty. It's the best way to describe it. So, first impressions. It's quite a difficult one because I like the concept. There's a lot to do. I just think some of the textures and sounds are kind of absent. It feels like you're on a little bit of an empty map rather than appreciate we've been spoiled recently with the likes of Whitcomb Park Farm and Pichonnet Valley, Saxillingham. It does feel like it's a bit empty, and doesn't feel like you are involved in something straight away. The spawn point is quite cool. Being on the boat highlights one of the map's key things of the Danube River. I'd probably score it initially a 6 out of 10, just because the feel, it's not really exciting me as yet. So let's get into our first field and start our first harvest. So we've got our New Holland harvester, which we're going to try and make the hopefully easy trip to the field. Just having a look around, it does look like we can't go up to go down, unless we fancy going through a river, which is never a good thing for a combine harvester. Just trying to get in a position to be set up and ready. There's a mower, a front mower and a side mower over there, which could be useful to get into our first field. There's a trailer, so yeah, that's the crumpy trailer, and 2 silage clamps, the Lego brick silage clamps. Not my favourite look, but okay, fair enough. Going over a bridge, another big shed here. We have a creepy scarecrow, and we can't get across to our field. Yay! Right. Interesting. To try and find our way through. What the hell is that? Interesting. Looks like a random horse. Right, there we go. People probably screaming, going, it's obviously over there. Right. Next thing will be the New Holland, and let's get this attached and then get into the field. Just get the final part attached. Let's unfold the combine, and yeah, let's get some summer wheat in. What we're going to do is store this in the silo, then we're going to get into the grass field and see if we can use that silage fermenter. And yeah, excited to get going on the first harvest. Crop texture, it's quite nice from the ground, so that's quite cool. So let's get into our harvest and see what kind of yield we get. Okay, just started to encounter our first problem. If you look at the lines, they appreciate this is a relatively new-ish map, but it seems to think this is one giant field with a field directly opposite us and the field to our right, so field 29 and also field 19, which it obviously isn't. There is a road going through the middle. So I appreciate when maps come out, they are sometimes have an element of bugs, but if we try and stick an AI worker on this, it's going to go a bit Pete Tong. So yeah, so no GPS harvest. Right, let's get into our no GPS harvest. Just hooking up to the trailer to empty the combine. Relatively decent harvest. Obviously a pain about GPS, and just kind of full disclaimer, I've got no mods on apart from the easy development mod, so not even the Giants DLC, so it's not a mod conflict, but it was fun to do it without GPS on anyway, and just makes you realise how much you use GPS. So it was a bit different, but appreciate you would expect GPS to be lined up, but at least it's not a mod conflict. So harvest yielded to 7,130 litres of wheat, or summer wheat. So we're just going to get this loaded into our silo, which is just over here, and then we can have a look at the grass harvest, and hopefully the GPS kind of works a little bit better on that side of things. So let's get this loaded in, and let's see what equipment we have apart from the mowers to do some grass work. So we have our mowers and a baler and a windrower basically. So it is limited. I was hoping with the silage clamps we might have a forage wagon, but that doesn't seem to be the case, as I'm climbing a little bit of a hill. So let's get attached and let's get over to our grass field and see what that looks like. There we go, attached. So we should be able to go down and around possibly. And yeah, let's find our way out of our farm. I want to go that way, so maybe across the bridge. And yeah, it is a nice starting farm, and definitely something which we can build on. I'm interested by the abandoned farm and see what's there and how we can do it. Let's just run out into the road without looking. As you can see, quite expansive, lack of hedges between fields, but that might be a location thing as opposed to a... Oh, there's our grass field. There's a silage clamp right on that field, which is quite cool. So this is our grass field. Let's have a check and see if we can get GPS on here. So let's lower and unfold our equipment, and let's see. So GPS worked absolutely fine for this field. It obviously just didn't like the initial starting field, so maybe there we go, maybe just that one field. But let's get into some grass cutting and then we can get into some baling.
Why am I so afraid? I've always just let it go, 'cause I'd rather do that than feel this low. But with you, I just kind of know that one day you will see the missing part of you, me. I'll be patient as patient can be. It's like deja vu. Whenever I'm with you, I feel like I've always known. With you, I'm home. So then why am I so afraid? 'Cause with you there's something more you're worth fighting for. So then why am I so afraid? I've been wrong before, even when I was so sure. So now I don't trust myself. Yet with you I can't seem to give in. I wanna win this time around. Yeah, I'm sick of people letting me down. It's like deja vu. Whenever I'm with you, I feel like I've always known. With you, I'm home. So then why am I so afraid? 'Cause with you there's something more you're worth fighting for. So then why am I so afraid? It's like deja vu. Whenever I'm with you, I feel like I've always known. With you, I'm home. So then why am I so afraid? 'Cause with you there's something more you're worth fighting for. So then why am I so afraid?
26 bales later, we're back at the farm in the New Holland. I've taken the liberty, due to the fact there wasn't a front loader attacher on the New Holland, I've taken the liberty of bringing back a bale on super strength, just because I want to try and test out the fermenter. Also, the telehandler didn't accept the bale grab. So what I want to do is pop this in here And yes, it does. So it's accepting baled up grass as to be able to process into. So it'll accept the chaff and grass and hay to process into silage. So, okay, that's pretty cool. Right. Just having a recap and a think about the scores. So in terms of first impressions, we originally scored this a 6 out of 10. I probably want to stick with that. From a visual design side of things, I'll be honest, I'm not feeling the love for this map. I think some of the textures on the grass don't make me believe. Some of the bushes overlaying the fields. So I'll score this again a 6 out of 10. Flow and layout. It does have a nice flow and is a decent layout, some decent sized fields. I couldn't score this any but possibly over 7 out of 10. Gameplay, I'm struggling to think of what type of thing I would want to do on this map. I'm not into forestry, so that wouldn't be something that I would want to do personally on the map, although there are some nice trees. I think this is a beautiful oak tree as an example. So flow and layout, I would be kinder and give this 7 out of 10. Gameplay, again, I'm not feeling it. It doesn't grasp me to want to enjoy this game, enjoy this map. So I would score this a 6 out of 10. And therefore, overall replay value of would I want to spend 100 hours here? No, I wouldn't. And therefore gameplay is 6 out of 10. It had a lot going for it in the description, and I just don't feel at this present moment in time this map is able to deliver that. In terms of what tier I'd put it in, initially I would put it in skip. I'd wait for future updates, perfectly honest, the GPS on the field, and yeah, I would want to wait for a future update until I start playing this again. Have you played this map? Would you agree with my score? And what map should we review next? Thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do remember to like and subscribe, and hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.